What is up, everybody? It's your boy Verse TV here today. If you're some music in the background, it's Sunday. People playing gospel music, so it is what it is. Hopefully, it isn't too distracting. But we're gonna talk about Push Square. They are definitely. I like Push Square. Push Square definitely calls out the Sony. It definitely calls out Sony anytime they get. They are not like other media outlets. Other media outlets just like let Sony get bow a lot of stuff. Push Square calls them out. They are like if they see something they don't like, they call it out. So this is the newest thing they're talking about, the Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut. And they said, we're happy to pay for the excellent Iki Island expansion, but Sony's increased upgrade price from Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut on PS5 is very hard to justify. So it's like the stance most people said, like, we're happy to pay for the DLC. $20 for the DLC, no problem. You're fine with that price. But charge us for these upgraded PS5 features of 10 extra bucks, it's kind of like a rip-off territory. So they said they made a statement about that, made an article about that. So we're gonna get into it a little bit. I'm gonna skim through it, not read the entire article. So they love the Iki Island expansion pack, but let's see. But it says simply, but Sony shouldn't be charging extra for Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut from PS4 to PS5 upgrade. And with those features, you get a slightly higher resolution, instant load times, DualSense controller haptic feedback, and full Japanese lip sync. Essentially, Sony is saying that these exclusive features are worth the extra dosh, and to be fair, the haptic feedback is pretty cool, but there's no getting away from the fact that other developers have implemented similar PS5 updates for free. Yeah, like Metro Exodus is another big one. They get used for free. It's like so many studios. Like not only their competition, Microsoft is giving away stuff for free, but these other third-party studios are giving away stuff for free too. So it's kind of like, why are you charging us 10 bucks again? It's like when competition is doing it for free. So Push Square calls them out. And like they're calling them out. And then the people in the comment section were pretty much agreeing with it. It's like, yeah, I think it's a pretty general consensus that nobody wants to pay this extra 10 bucks for these upgraded features. It's like just charge us for the DLC and let that be that. But it's kind of y'all kind of being a little greedy with this extra $10 free. So, yep, 100%. So he says I couldn't agree more. Yep, 100% agree with this. This is much money grabbing for the people who are most likely to be your biggest fans. The upshot of me personally is that I'm waiting for this to go on sale down the line or buy a second hand, and Sony will get even less from me. I am less and less bothered about having a game at launch because I just don't have time to play them all. And stuff like this just means I will play something else instead. Yeah, it's like my thought about this too is like this whole situation. It's like I don't know if I even want to buy the game to be honest. Like, well, the DLC, I might just wait until like super cheap as well. Like he said, like buy was like really heavily discounted. Like I'm not in a rush to play this Iki Island expansion pack. And I'm definitely not in a rush to pay Sony the 10 extra bucks for the PS5 features. So it's like I might just skip it out entirely. I might just wait till it's like heavily discounted like this guy says. I don't know. It's like we got a lot of games coming out this week, especially like Psychonauts 2 comes out. I believe next week. That comes out soon. So that's like the next game I'm looking forward to. I'm still playing Hades, so I still got a pretty decent backlog. So I'm gonna play Ghost of Tsushima. It's not a big thing for me to play the expansion pack right away. The price may not be justified, but surely at the same time, there are players out there who will pay for this, so why shouldn't Sony charge for the upgrade? If other companies want to give the upgrades away for free, then great. It benefits consumers, but not necessarily the company themselves, except maybe PR. As a consumer, we have the right to not buy or wait until the price inevitably drops and buy it then. I mean, but it's like everybody else is giving this stuff for free. It's like, and I'm pretty sure they can't pull the same stuff on PC. Like the PC crowd is not going for that. Like they're not. I have never seen a PC, a game released on PC charge you for upgrades and stuff like that for a game that you bought already. So I don't know. I just don't see the PC audience doing that. I think they can only get away with this on consoles, to be honest. I decided to skip the upgrade. The PS4 version art looks great and runs at 60 FPS. The new features aren't worth the 10 pounds or euros. I always get confused about this one, but aren't worth the extra 10 for me anyway. Okay. As mentioned above, I couldn't agree more. I really want this. Love Game of Thrones and got the plat on it, but I'm gonna vote with my wallet and wait for it to get a bit cheaper. A lot of people are gonna wait for it to get cheaper. Okay, let's look at the Twitter stuff now. I think the Twitter comments probably a little bit more interesting. Personally, I was happy to pay for $10. All the extra stuff with the DualSense feels amazing. After playing through Ashtabot, it spoiled me. Plus, Sucker Punch has done a lot right with the game since launch, and I support that. I wouldn't mind if you're paying for the DLC content, but that involves paying for features that were advertised with the console. Don't y'all think that was kind of strange to do? That $10 extra per salesman for gems, next shot. What does this mean? Little Jim needs a bigger super yacht. This is a poor optic move when most companies are giving away free upgrades to players during all the PS4 versions of games. They're not reading the room, or they're just ignoring it. They're already seen as the money grabbing of the big three because they're charging the sales for PS5 games. Yeah, it is kind of seeming that way. To be honest, he has a point. Like they're already charging $7 for video games, and they want to charge an extra dollar fee for these upgrades. It kind of seems like they just kind of want to kind of nickel and dime people for money. Like they're just like kind of seems that way. You realize the $7 is the price for every new Genie game. That's not only Sony. New Xbox Series X games cost also $70. No, they don't. Exclusive Xbox games don't cost $70. That's a lie. Maybe like the third party games like that's on Xbox cost 70, but Xbox games don't cost 70. So stop with always blaming Sony. It's the new standard price for new gen games. It really isn't though. It really isn't. I think it's only like a few companies that implement that price point. It's mostly Sony though. It's like, what are you talking about? It is mostly Sony. It's like, what? It's like the basketball game or like what else? I'm trying to think what other games were released in 70. Battlefield. It is too many games aren't releasing in 70 still. So it's like a few companies doing that. Let's see. When A4 is good, Metro 3 upgrades for free, it's hard just for other devs asking for money. I'm not counting indies here as those have different economic necessities. Sony should be leading, for example, here as they once did Resogun, Flower, etc. Agreed, I won't be paying to upgrade. It's ridiculous how little work this is for them. Uh, I don't care. I think it's worth $20. If they charge 40, I still would have bought it. I love Ghost of Tsushima was my game of the year. Even then, like a game with Ghost of Tsushima was my favorite game of last year too, but I'm still not spending like 30. It's like I don't know. It's just like other games. It's like this whole DLC controversy stuff. It's like it's not that. It's like so many games right now. It's really not that a big rush for me to get to at this moment. I would spend $7 for this again, so 30 is a steal for my favorite PS4 game with DLC and PS5 upgrades. The hours and hours of enjoyment I'll get as it is worth it. Sucks for people who didn't enjoy it as much. Not a problem for me. I enjoy my Ghost on PS4, so the price is justified and not too much. It's completely worth it and justified. Money is not the issue here. Precedent is. Yeah, I don't think it's really like the $10 is like. I think it's more about the principle than anything else. It's kind of like I think it's more about the principle than the money because $10 extra. What is that? Like if you have a job, that's nothing. That's like especially I'm like that's nothing if you got a full-time job. But it's more of the principle out of anything. Like to be honest, it's like you see the rest of the competition and giving you these upgrades for free, and then most people have no problem paying for the DLC for $20, but you just like want to charge me extra $10 for like these features to make the game look better on my PS5. It's like, nah, I'll pass on that. So I think it's more about the principle than anything else, more than a money factor, to be honest. The $10 extra should have been used to push the PS5 to its limits. 4K no checkerboard and ray tracing on FPS modes, better LOD distance, better shadows. All we got was some slightly stiffer triggers. Failed PS5 loading doesn't even instant load your item inventory. Kind of pissed, to be honest. Agreed, that extra $10 doesn't buy you much. Let's see. Honestly, I don't mind the $10 for some additional graphics, haptic, and sound option. That's fine, especially because they didn't lock a 60 FPS behind a paywall for anyone. I mean, just reading it sounds kind of crazy though, because like I said before, I keep iterating. Other companies get this away for free, so it's kind of crazy. People are just justifying it though. That's kind of, I don't know. It just seems wild to me. I don't know. I'm gonna include it right here. It's like it's kind of beat a dead horse at this point. It's like I don't know. I'm glad that actually Push Square's actually calling them out because I don't think many other companies are calling them out when that big debate like first started. But yeah, that's what I was like. That's like Push Square. Push Square will always call whatever Sony does. They will always call them out. It's sad that some people want these people canceled because they do call out Sony for their BS or their Sony studios for their BS. But I like Push Square. That's what I'm trying to get at. So definitely see your thoughts down below. Leave a like if you like this video. And as always, thanks for watching and peace.